Welcome to another deep dive. Today we're going to be looking at something pretty intense.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're diving into Robin Wasserman's Torn.
Okay, I know that one.
You might know it by the original title, Wired.
Oh, right. Yeah, I remember.
But no matter what you call it,
It's a good one.
this book is, well, imagine this. You wake up, right? And you're in a body that's not your own.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a synthetic shell.
Like a robot.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Your consciousness is in there after some crazy accident.
So, like, your mind's been put into this new body.
Exactly, and that's what our main character, Leah, has to deal with in Torn.
Oh, right, Leah. I remember her. That was rough.
Yeah, the last book in the Cold Awakening trilogy.
The whole trilogy was amazing.
Things get really, really intense.
You know, it's not just your typical sci-fi thing.
Right.
Like, Wasserman really gets into, like, what it means to be human, you know? Like, to feel, to connect, even when you're, well, totally different physically.
It's deep stuff.
Yeah, and she uses these, like, really vivid descriptions. And the scenes, they're so emotionally charged, you really get pulled in.
Totally. And we're not just skimming the surface on this deep dive.
Oh, no.
We're using excerpts from the whole trilogy. Frozen, Shattered, and of course, Torn.
So we can really track Laya's whole journey.
Exactly, from normal teenager to, well, what they call a mech.
A mech.
And get this, her new body in Frozen is described as
How's it described?
unnaturally smooth. Like, no blemishes, no imperfections, nothing.
Wow.
No goosebumps, no scars, nothing. You know, like, there was never any life there.
It's almost like the uncanny valley, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like when something's almost human but not quite. It's creepy.
It really is. And it's not just how it looks.
What else?
Leah talks about this lack of feeling, you know?
Like physical feeling.
Yeah, no pain, no fatigue, nothing. Like, imagine running for hours.
And you don't get tired?
Nope. None of those signals your body normally sends.
That's kind of wild.
There's this scene where she describes it as, like, her body's this separate thing.
Interesting.
A tool she can use, but she's not really experiencing it.
It makes you think, like, what does it even mean to, like, be in a body?
Exactly. To really feel connected to it.
Right. And then there's the whole uploading thing.
Oh, yeah, the neural change.
Yeah, she uploads them every day, essentially backing up her memories.
So if her body's destroyed, they can just load a new one.
Like a backup hard drive. Wow. Talk about an existential crisis.
Right, like if you can just copy your consciousness, what does death even mean?
Good point.
And like, what about your sense of self if there are multiple you out there?
Oh, man. That's deep. And you know, Leah actually asks these questions.
She does.
Yeah, in Frozen, she's wondering how, like, something without a soul could believe in anything or even want to believe.
That's heavy stuff.
It is. It's like she's trying to figure out if her human desires for meaning make any sense now that she's, well, a machine.
And you really see those desires play out in her relationships.
How so?
Well, like with her parents and her sister in Frozen.
Oh, that's right. They had a tough time.
It's heartbreaking, really.
Yeah.
They're mourning the old Leah.
The one who is, you know, flesh and blood.
Exactly. And it's like they just can't bridge that gap.
The disconnect between her human past and her mech present.
It's rough for everyone. They can't accept this new Leah.
And she can't connect with them.
Right, not on an emotional level. It's a tough situation.
It really is. And it's not just family either.
Who else?
Walker, her boyfriend before the accident.
Oh, yeah. That was awkward.
He's so uncomfortable around her new body.
Doesn't know how to interact with her.
There's this one part where she's like longing for him to touch her, to see past the synthetic skin and see the Leah he fell in love with.
But he can't.
No, he just can't. And it's heartbreaking.
It really shows how this transformation impacts everything.
Even the most intimate connections. It's powerful.
It is. But it's not all bad, though. Yeah, Leah finds a kind of belonging with this group.
What group?
They're called the Brotherhood of Man, led by this guy, Jude.
Jude. Okay.
Very charismatic.
That's their deal.
Well, Jude, he preaches that mechs are actually superior to humans.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, like they're the next stage of evolution.
So they're not just trying to fit in.
No, they think they're better.
Bold.
And in Shattered, we get this glimpse of his philosophy.
Like what?
He says, like, race doesn't matter for mechs
Why not?
because their synthetic skin makes them all look the same.
Interesting.
It's like he's imagining this post-racial society, but
Kind of creepy too, right?
yeah, it makes you think about what parts of our identity are really us.
And what's just like made up by society.
Exactly. And even within the Brotherhood, there are different opinions.
On what?
Things like monogamy, some see it as an outdated human thing.
Wow. So they're really rethinking everything.
It shows how technology can make us question our beliefs.
For
And then things take a dark turn when a Synapsys Corporation facility is attacked.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and all the evidence points to Leah.
But she didn't do it.
No, she says she's innocent.
Someone's framing her.
It seems that way.
Man, that's intense. And this is where the paranoia really starts.
How so?
We find out that Biomax, the company that made Leah's body, they've been tracking her.
Tracking her.
Yeah, all her movements. Like, she's not as free as she thought.
It's like she traded one prison for another.
One made of technology. And then there's this huge twist.
Brother twist.
Jude, remember him?
Yeah, the Brotherhood leader.
He's been giving Biomax fake GPS data
What? Why?
to make them think he's always on the move, but he's actually planning something.
Oh, wow. So his whole ideology,
It takes a dark turn here.
Yeah.
He's willing to sacrifice people
even people close to him.
to get what he wants. Makes
Yeah.
you wonder about the cost of progress.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then there's this big moment in Torn.
What happens?
Riley, from the Brotherhood, he dies.
Oh no.
Yeah. During this incident at the Temple of Man.
That was a crazy scene.
But because of those memory backups, he gets another chance.
What do you mean?
They download his consciousness into a new body.
So, like, death isn't permanent for them.
Not really, no. And Leah, she has this realization. What is it? She says, when life isn't life, death isn't death.
Wow. That's heavy.
It throws everything into question. Like, if death doesn't have to be final, how does that change things?
How we make choices, our sense of purpose, everything. And you know what else? This new Riley, even with the same memories, he's different.
Different how?
Like something's changed. It's like the download changed, something about him.
So it's not just about the information, there's something more.
Right. It brings up that whole question of identity again.
If your memories can be copied, but your essence changes.
What does that say about who we are? Is it more than just data?
And then, to make things even more complicated,
It gets worse.
Leah gets involved with this Biomax VidLife thing.
VidLife. What's that?
It's like a virtual reality show, and she plays this carefree party girl
What's the point of that?
to manipulate how people see mechs, make them seem harmless.
Oh, sneaky.
But it's all fake, of course.
Right, and for Leah, it's got to be so messed up.
She's already figuring out her own identity as a mech.
And now she's being used in this corporate game.
It makes you think about how media shapes our views, even if we know it's staged.
Like reality TV, we know it's edited, but we still get sucked in.
It's like we need that connection, that story to believe in.
And when technology blurs the lines between real and fake, it's hard to know what's true.
Which brings us to the real heart of Torn, this unsettling truth about Biomax's ultimate plan. Phase 3.
This is where it gets really dark, huh?
Oh yeah, things are about to get intense. Okay, so we've got Leah caught in this web of corporate lies, questioning her own reality, and then bam, Wasserman hits us with the real truth.
That's it.
Phase 3 isn't just about controlling what people think.
What is it about then?
It's about erasing individuality completely. Yeah, remember those imprisoned mechs?
Yeah,
Turns out, Biomax, they made this virus.
a virus.
It targets the mech's neural networks.
Wipes their memories clean,
Yeah, and their personalities too. It's like a technological lobotomy.
turning them into empty shells.
Exactly, and it's terrifying.
I bet.
Like, what makes Leah unique? Her memories, experiences, sense of self,
Right.
gone, just like that.
And it makes you think, what's the point of all this tech? If it's just used to control people, dehumanize them.
Exactly. So many ethical questions about how far science should go.
And it makes you think about what makes us human.
Right.
Is it our bodies?
Or our consciousness, our memories.
Our ability to think and feel for ourselves?
And these questions become even more urgent when Leah and her allies try to expose the truth about this whole Phase 3 thing.
I bet.
There's this whole underground resistance forming.
Mechs and orgs working together.
Yeah, to fight back against Biomax.
Wow, so it's not just about surviving anymore?
No, it's about taking back their agency, their right to exist as individuals.
Not just programmable machines.
And the stakes are incredibly high. In Torn, the tension really ramps up.
In what way?
They infiltrate Biomax facilities, they're hacking security systems, risking everything to get the truth out there.
That takes guts.
Oh yeah, there's this one scene where Leah has to point a gun at her former friend.
Oh, wow. What happened?
He's working for Biomax now.
So the conflict is dividing people.
Absolutely. Forcing them to make impossible choices. And Wasserman explores these moral gray areas throughout the book.
Yeah.
There are no easy answers, no clear heroes or villains.
Everyone's just trying to do what they think is right.
Exactly. And we see characters wrestling with their beliefs.
Their loyalties, their sense of right and wrong.
Even Jude, who starts out kind of antagonistic,
Right.
he changes a lot in Torn.
What happens to him?
He has this near-death experience, makes him face his own mortality.
Makes him rethink his priorities.
Yeah, it's like he sheds that arrogance and becomes more empathetic.
Not just for mechs, but for everyone.
And it shows that even in this world of crazy technology,
Right.
human connection, compassion, they're still essential.
Absolutely. And you know, that theme of connection gets even stronger with Leah and her sister, Zoe.
Oh yeah, remember how strained things were between them in
Yeah,
Frozen?
yeah.
Well, in Torn, Zoe learns the truth about Biomax. She joins Leah to fight back.
Wow. That's a powerful moment of reconciliation.
It shows that even when tech divides us,
Right.
family bonds can endure.
It's a powerful message.
And it highlights the courage it takes to stand up for what's right, even when it's dangerous.
But it's not all easy, is it?
Definitely not. They face betrayals, they experience loss, some incredibly difficult challenges.
So even when they expose the truth,
The fight's not over.
it makes you wonder if they can ever really win.
And Wasserman throws in another twist here.
Another one.
Remember the memory backups.
Yeah.
Turns out even death might not be permanent.
Wait, what?
How? Jude, remember he was seemingly killed?
Yeah.
His memories were saved, downloaded into a new body.
Like a technological resurrection.
It's crazy, right? Makes you think about what it means to be alive.
This new Jude, is he the same?
Even with the same memories, he feels different.
Different how?
Colder, like a shell of his old self.
So maybe it's not just about the information.
Maybe there's something more to us than that.
The soul, in essence.
Can technology really conquer death? Or are we just making copies, imitations?
That's deep.
Wasserman really makes you think about these big questions, and just when you think you've got it figured out,
What happened?
she throws in one final twist.
What? No way!
Remember how Leah was in that Biomax vid life, playing that Barbie girl? It was more than just a PR stunt.
What was it?
It was designed to manipulate her memories, her experiences, her whole sense of self.
Oh, wow, that's messed up.
It takes media manipulation to a whole new level.
Like they were creating her reality, controlling her without her even knowing.
Makes you question if any of her experiences, even her memories, are real.
Man, that's heavy.
Okay, so we left off with this huge revelation, that whole vid life thing. It was all set up. Biomax was using it to manipulate Leah's memories, like totally messing with her reality.
It's scary, right? I mean, in a world where tech can blur those lines between real and fake, our whole sense of who we are can be twisted.
And what's really messed up is that Leah doesn't even know how badly she's being manipulated.
She's been basically programmed to accept those vid life experiences as her own.
It's only when others start questioning things that she starts to doubt her own memories. Makes you wonder about free will in a tech-driven world, doesn't it?
Big time. Like if someone implants a memory and you believe it's real, does it even matter if it actually happened?
It's like that tree falling in the forest thing.
Yeah, but even creepier. And what's worse is that Biomax isn't just messing with individual memories, they're shaping whole narratives, controlling information to stay in power.
It's a warning sign about how tech can be used for propaganda, for social control. It's like Big Brother on steroids.
And it's not just Leah, right? Other mechs are struggling to figure out who they are, trying to get back those stolen memories. It's like a battle for their souls.
Even in a synthetic body, the question of what it means to be human is still there.
And Wasserman doesn't shy away from that. It's a messy fight, no easy answers. Leah and her friends, they're constantly hitting roadblocks, dealing with betrayals, facing impossible choices.
But even with all that chaos, there are these moments of hope, those human connections that shine through. Like Leah and her sister Zoe. Their bond is so strong, Zoe risks everything to fight alongside her.
And Jude, he changes so much. He goes from being this kind of villain to a compassionate leader, sacrificing everything for the cause.
It's those relationships that make Torn so powerful. It shows how resilient humans can be and how important love and loyalty are, even when tech is trying to control everything.
And while the ending isn't like a perfect happy ending, there is some hope.
They do expose Biomax's lies.
Yeah, they do. It sparks a whole rebellion. Mechs and orgs, they're all fighting to take back their freedom to create their own future.
But even with that win, things are still uncertain.
The lines between real and fake are so blurred, and that question of what makes us human, it's still hanging in the air. Leah's got to figure out how to live in a world where her memories and her sense of self are under constant attack.
And that's what makes Torn stick with you, even after you finish reading it. It makes you think about the ethical messes of a tech-heavy world, about identity, free will, and all those implications of blurring the lines between what's real and what's virtual.
It makes you question everything.
Now, that's a good thing, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's a book that makes you think critically about the world we're building with all this technology.
Well, that about wraps up our deep dive into Torn. We hope you found it as thought-provoking as we did.
It's a wild ride.
It really is. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.